Checker flag.
What up, Sean?
Christian, at least those egotistical people aren't here this race.
No, all the Eagles are not in our split. We dropped so far down, Keith, that we probably might have a good split.
No, you were in that race, Moose, with Palmer. Oh my god, that guy never shuts up.
Yeah, I died thanks to someone with no talent.
Well, hello, strangers.
Hello, stranger.
What's up, Randy Rhodes, crazy train?
I don't miss being down here, honestly. I miss the people, but I don't miss the split.
How the hell do they expect a guy who's like 2,700 I rating to compete with a guy that was like 7,600 I rating?
Yeah, exactly, Keith. This is like our level field right here. This split and next split is like my level field right here for racing.
Highest I've ever been was like 3,300, like 3,330 or something. And you mean all the heroes.
Sean, you streaming right now?
Somebody had it.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Are you streaming right now, Sean?
Oh, we always are. NIS on a Friday night, as it should be.
Tempor, it's always good seeing your name around here.
And it's good to be back. I'm having fun out here, too. Onward to the pearly gates of Valhalla, boys. See you on the other side. Huh, I just realized I was 25. 25 is my real life carding number.
Hey, it's good seeing you back racing in NIS this year.
Green.
Well, that sucks. Hey, I got a fit here. Got a black clear faster than the big car.
Nitro, you're mic in.
On the back.
Caution. Save. How is your car? Closed right now. Alright, so we're going to have to come around the 14.
Never seen a track so dusty.
I think... 23, I got a
so we're gonna
question.
have to
Is
come
there any
around
reason
the
why you're
25.
trying to chop my nose on the third lap?
Because if you're not trying to win the race on the third lap, why are you even here?
Where's the 29?
I see you're also a man of culture. I love it.
Did I just get right reared on the first lap, second lap?
We're gonna have to come around to 21.
Probably.
I believe I saw two of you guys up there make a commitment film violation.
You are the lucky dog. You may pass the outside. Alright, so we're gonna have to come around the 4. Come around it 6. Come around it 13. Alright, so we're gonna have to come around the 23. We're gonna have to come around to 33. You're gonna be coming around to 26. Should be starting behind the 12. Alright, we need to be behind the 34. Alright, we need to be behind the 3. The road is open.
I wish the guy would just acknowledge it.
So what was the caution for?
Guy just turned right on me, killed me. I'm sorry, turned left on me.
Coming around it, 26.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hit the button loose. You're probably better off not hearing me.
Lining up behind the 30.
Yeah,
Be behind the
didn't fly
35.
though. It was just starting to take
Looks
off.
like you'll be lining up behind the 24. Tail end of the field. Alright, we need to be behind the 7.
Did you miss the
We'll
start?
line up
Liz?
behind the 10. You'll be lining up behind the 5.
Alright, long race.
No worries, Moose. I had a buddy of mine who had his qualifying set up set, but he took the tape off and he was like, "Why is this car so tight?" And he realized it was his qualifying setup, and he built it so differently. Took him about maybe 3 stops
You're
to
gonna
get
be
it
lining
fully
up behind
adjusted
the 20.
to what he had for wrist trim.
Looks like you'll be lining up
I
behind
love
the
when
36.
people do that, but they forget to take the
Get
tape
behind
off
the
too.
28. Like you'll be lining up
3
behind
laps
the
like, why is
27.
my car overheating?
You'll line up behind the 2.
Someone did that at
Get behind the
Daytona.
18.
That killed the entire field because somebody in the front of their engine blew, and it took out half the field because everybody got choked up.
It's funny when people realize they have
Alright,
too much
fellas,
tape
get
and they're
ready
just
for a great
risking the
race
engine
today.
blowing
Coming
just
in here
to
with
go
a
maybe a
lot of
lap down.
confidence.
I'm
We've got a
like,
great
when my
car. Really
thing is
excited
like
about the day.
blinking for constantly, I'm coming in.
So you should be on the inside here.
Exactly,
This
it's
is
not
good.
worth blowing off the car.
Get behind
Yeah, I'd
the
rather
26.
take that lap
Line up
down
behind the
so that I have my own
26.
car total.
1 minute 39.
Because you can probably get my lap back, there's no caution.
I'd rather lose 1 lap in 10 positions than finish dead last with a blown up car.
Get behind the 26.
What are you guys doing? Seriously, what are you guys doing?
My wreck was like probably between 10th and 15th.
You guys are wrecking under caution.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hey, anybody who's behind me, I'm going to be pitting here.
Remember, but nice, smooth, clean shift. Easy on the brakes all day.
Somebody blinking up there.
Green flag. Inside. You're clear. 1 minute 17.079. Outside. Clear.
Thanks for that black flag there, 30 for stop for the green.
I was having to wait for the 2 and I didn't know where the 2 was.
What are you doing, dude?
31.67. Go to the top.
Down in the side, down low.
Are you really a dumbass, Trent?
These English or stay out here.
Bert, you just
They put
drove
down
into
the
me.
dry off
What do you
two.
mean?
You
Pit road
fucking
is
retard!
closed.
You fucking came into me! Are you stupid?
Hey, 24 on that restart. You were blinking a little bit, man. We couldn't tell where your car was.
Hey, car, who's your dealer? I won't be your smoking.
Swear to God, you guys are dumbasses! Get the fuck off this sim! Fucking privileged to be on here.
Bert, you dove down underneath me in turn 1, and I gave you room, and then you tore me out of
You
2.
fucking retard.
God, chill.
This is why it's fucking wrong with iRacing. All you fucking dumbasses need to get off this sim. Seriously, you guys are a fucking joke.
Guys, but being honest, are we really the...
Okay, I've heard enough.
Anybody else's mute button not working in IS?
Yeah, mine isn't working.
Mine's not working either.
Get behind the 9. Yeah, we do have the free pass.
Indeed.
You may pass the caution car on the outside.
I've never
You're
muted
going to be coming
anybody.
around the 9.
I've been muted quite a few times.
Come around the 22.
What
Alright,
keeps
you're going to
saying
come
I'm
around
muted?
the 32. Coming around the 13. Alright, looks like you're going to be
Yeah,
lining
like,
up behind the 28. Alright, we need to be behind the 28.
It's quite entertaining, the people yelling at each other, actually.
Line up behind the 16.
Yeah, keep these cautions, you know,
You'll be lining
entertaining.
up behind the 4. You're behind the 17. Looks like you should be lining up behind the
Right
4.
around the back for now.
Looks like
You
you
guys
should be
like
lining up
drive
behind
all over
the
each other.
14. Should be starting behind the 11. Alright, buddy.
You know what, that's
Line
pretty
up behind
smart.
the 12.
And you know what, if
Going to
you
be
end up
behind
winning the race and
35.
I don't,
Line up
I
behind
won't
the
be mad at all.
35. Pit road is open.
Hey, I'm just trying to survive up here. That's all I'm doing. I ain't standing shit. There's 160 some odd laps in this race. You think I'm going to be stupid and send it? Hell no.
Yeah, 167 laps and 140 of them will be blocking people.
I'll say this, you shot me and it's still early in the race. I'm just going to dump
Line
you.
up behind the
That's your fair warning.
34.
Are you backing a moose?
I'm just trying to keep my car in one piece. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the track because we've been cautioned all this time. I haven't gotten really a chance to push my car.
Well, if you guys are going to push your car really hard, and then first 10 laps, at the last 10, you'll be sorry.
Oh, you push on them first 5, they're going to be going bye-bye. Especially with the way these guys are sending the mail into one. You keep sending it like that, you're going to blow that right front.
Bye-bye, right front.
And any of you, if you're running VRS and you get a long run, yes, your right front will go flat.
Indeed it will.
Okay, let's go.
Well, I'm running the stock setup, so however many laps until it blows, I'll move out of your way.
You'll just be driving along and all of a sudden you'll have the meatball flag and you'll be like, what the hell's that for?
Should be starting
If your
behind
car
the
doesn't
18.
fly up off the ground like it's got a spring under it.
iRacing has the worst tire blowing because it's confirmed. Actually, just physics in general crashing.
Yeah, it's hard to blow them at 60 though.
No, I'm saying if we get a long run. Usually when they start this way, they don't end this way. Or the middle's good. The end tends to be this way too.
I'm just praying we get a green wet checker because I got like a secret up my seat. Not really. I just want to take 2 tires to the head of it.
Chris, keep sending me messages because I'm going to get you banned, dude.
He left.
Man,
1 to go.
Was he the
Got
8 car?
outside this time. Coming around it, 18.
yes.
Gonna line up behind the 27. You'll be lining up behind the 15. One minute 34.792.
Wait, so where do you get the penalty if you start? I never understood the starting penalties that people get. Is it if I pass the inside lane or pass the outside lane? I don't know how it works.
You cannot pass on the inside of any car before the start-finish line.
But I can pass on the outside?
Yes.
Bong.
I don't recommend doing it though.
Yeah, I kind of just hold my position until I get the start-finish line. I just don't want to risk anything. I'm also really bad at starts.
Alright people, 154 laps to go. Have some patience.
Coming to the green. Make sure you stay in line before you cross start finish line.
Nah, it's your job, Seth.
Go high if you want to do 30 and 3.
Pace car's off. You ready?
I'm riding.
Inside. 1 minute 17.452. Still inside. Inside. Still there. Clear.
One in the wall back.
Inside. Clear low. .39. Outside. Still there. All clear. .879.
Nah, you're blinking like crazy.
28.862.
You can take it in the morning.
7. Outside. Clear, clear, clear.
Come on down front.
Outside. Still out there. Clear. .143. Outside. Still out there. 28.84. Door outside. Still outside. Clear outside.
I'll give you the bottom going into 3.
.97. .982.
You're gonna hit the bottom point
1.13.
It's wide open.
Well, then go park your junk, man.
Outside.
I'm sorry, somebody fucking wrecked me.
Clear,
dude.
clear
Get out
outside.
there making laps so I don't kill my rating.
It's called practice if you want to go out and make laps. Homie.
Whatever you say, dude.
29.148.
Come on, 24.
29.2.
Come on,
4.
Drove over top of it. I was down there.
Outside, outside. Still there, still there.
You hit me in the dead square in the bumper.
Still outside.
Nah, that was quarter panel,
Clear.
bud.
.256. Caution. Bunch your car real quick. Go down with our TVs up here, guys.
24, you
Hey,
got
road
a
is
controller or
closed.
something?
You're going to be lining up behind the 6.
Yeah, no
Line
kidding.
up behind the 12.
Yeah, no kidding.
It sure seemed like it when he was near me, and he's blinking half the time, too.
I think we should be
21,
behind
I'd
the
like to
12.
actually apologize for that little wash-up going through 3 and 4. I didn't think she'd come up like that. I think I caught a little bit of air.
Looks like you should be lining up behind the 6. The road is open.
Eddie, I'm digging the paper.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Pace speed in 3.
Hey, 24, you're blinking there, buddy.
We're gonna have to come around to 18.
This lag always messes up my pit stop. It's quite aggravating. That's my computer, not everybody.
Go, man, go, 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 go! 0 speed. Get all you can, come on down pit road. Is that right, Jet? Yep, 10-4. Pay attention to pit road speed. We're gonna have to go to the back. Single file, please. Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 6.
Seven, go around.
I think you'll be behind the 2. I think we should be behind the 20. Lining up behind the 15. Alright, buddy. Line up behind the 11.
And Michael, your box was right in front of mine, and I almost missed my box. You didn't do anything wrong.
Alright, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the 34. I think you'll be lining up behind the 3. I think we should be behind the 35. Get behind the 31. Should be starting behind the 36. Lining up behind the 24. We're going to restart behind the 30. Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 12. Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 27. Alright, buddy. Line up behind the 19.
Anybody know how many laps you ran green?
Not enough.
I'm looking at my tires, and they're not what I had
Start behind the 5.
I think we're green about 10 or 11.
Oh yeah, I did something wrong.
Driving too hard.
You know what? That's what it was. I didn't think I was driving too hard. I guess I was, because my right sides are very low. They're lower than they really should be for 10 laps.
I were 91 and 90.
Yeah, mine were at 82, 81.
Yeah, you were driving too hard because I was just taking it easy.
Behind the 26.
We also started on a
One
green track,
to go.
too.
According to my sheet, you should be on the
What'd you say?
inside.
I said we also started on a green track. No rubber
Get
now.
behind the 27.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
I've never had a race
1
like that.
minute
Weird.
35.252.
I don't know if they're doing some. I think you all saw the dust kick up, right? I've never seen that before in iRacing. That's like really recent. Or maybe I just haven't been paying attention or something. I don't know.
No, it's been like that since the dynamic track came out, I'm pretty sure, but I've never seen it in an actual race. I've seen it in a practice session before. I accidentally said 0% track wear.
7 and 25, I think you might be flip-flopped. It's telling me to stay behind the 7 on the inside.
Yeah, it says I'm 10, but it says I should be in 10th place. I don't know why. It's not staying outside. Oh shit, sorry, hold on. Move out of the way. Bird's up there. Okay, never mind.
Alright, dude.
Yeah, I'm not
Self
stuck on
man.
that, and I'm
Ready
sorry.
to go. Clean those rear tires off a little bit. Green flag. Outside, outside. 1 minute 17.56. Still there. Working the outside. Still outside. Clear.
Hold on, dude. 24. Get off the damn track, dude. Really. Hard stay with your Xbox controller.
Outside, outside. Still out there. You're outside if you want it. 30.812. Inside, inside. Still inside. Still inside. Clear. 29.216. Outside. Still outside. Outside is clear. Inside, inside. Looks clear, clear, clear. Outside.
Oh, number one, you are blinking.
High.
Oh my god, this bastard.
Working outside, outside. Still out there.
It's not that bad.
29.168. Still outside. You're clear. Outside. Can't tell yet. Still outside. Clear high.
Take the inside.
28.879. Outside. Still there. Door quarter clear.
You are blinking behind me.
.967.
I heard you. I'm in VR. I can't do nothing about it.
Stay on the apron.
13, I'm not gonna pass you unless I absolutely have to. So don't get like worried if I'm like coming up on you. I'm trying to, clear my track.
29.135. 29.272. 29.194. 29.215. 29.303. 29.409. Still outside. You're outside if you want it. Inside. Still there. Still there at your door inside. You're clear. 29.816. Inside. Still there. Clear. Outside. Clear outside. .146. 29.848. Outside. Still outside. Still out there. Clear high. .312. 778. Outside. Still there. Clear outside. Caution's out. What's this for?
What the
Say again.
What's that for?
In the wall. Pit road is closed. You're going to be lining up behind the 2. Alright, we need to be behind the 2.
Every time I caught you.
Did the last car come up like Jimmy Johnson did?
I'll be a long day.
What tape are you guys running?
The minus 38.
Yeah, mine's a 40. I don't know, everybody is gapping me on the straight tonight, have no clue why. Like, they're just going. I can't catch up.
Pit
When I
road
had 40,
open,
my car was
adjust your
just
brakes
too
if
loose in the
needed.
corners. I couldn't drive it like that.
Looks like you should be lining up
Yeah,
behind the
that's
2.
Facing forward.
You're blocking.
Are you high?
Did you not see me below you 3 or 4 times? And you kept cutting off my nose? I kept having a lift? Hey,
How are you?
pay attention, buddy.
And you had me. I'll leave by after we get off here. Or no.
Go, 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 go!
Did someone take 2 tires up there? Because I know that guy was behind me. There's no way he had a pit stop that fast.
Alright, buddy. Line up behind the 19.
Yeah, number 16, did you take 2 tires?
No.
16, not 15. No, he's not.
Read the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm in VR, so I can look all the way up to the chat.
He is the first pit stop.
Okay.
I like a line on the back of your car, Michael.
Yeah.
Is it the MGM line?
No, it represents the Slippery Rock University of Pennsylvania pride.
Cool.
The anti-name change 20-some years later.
I got some emails from them for baseball.
Hey, if you want to go D2, that was a pretty good place to go.
Are you committed?
To where?
Bruno,
University
let's
is
go.
a Butte. We go flat
He'll be
plane.
lining up on the inside. One minute 33.008.
Yeah, I graduated in '94, and then you got the same head coach as when I was there.
Shit, I was born in 94.
I was already well on my way to being a drunk by then.
I was too.
Some of us start early.
True story.
Luckily, that changed it.
Hey, Seth, send it.
It'd be hard on the outside.
Well, I'm sure.
And we're coming to green this time, but green.
What are you people doing, huh?
Outside, 1 minute 19.845. Clear high.
Sorry, Keith, it kicked right.
Oh, not you. Whoever was behind me tapping me.
What, 27 tickets?
.144.
Taking it easy.
28.728. Outside, wide outside, one outside, clear, clear, 28.808.
Where are you taking this out here?
.706 outside. Still outside. Door outside. Clear. Outside, outside. Still there. Still outside. Still there at your door. 29.001. All clear. 28.72. Outside. Still outside. Clear. 28.81.
Oh, nice to stay off from there for.
28.725. Outside, clear outside. Outside. Still outside. Still out there. You're clear. .27. Inside. Still inside, even up.
Alright, lift her up.
Still inside.
I didn't need to make that pretty
Still there.
Oh, wait, some like idiots up here. Why the hell are we racing that hard, this early?
.356. Quarter clear.
I don't know why we went too hard, but I backed out of it. But got nothing happened. No, nothing happened.
29.202. Outside. Still there. Clear. 29.231.
Got me a pit, shot me again, Tim. We're going around.
Excuse me?
29.265.
Sorry, 16. You let off the gas now for a time.
Still out there. 29.376. Still outside on your quarters. Still out there. Clear outside. Outside. Quarter outside. Still there. Still outside. 29.624. Still outside. Outside is clear. set. You're clear. Caution. How about water, pressure, temperature right
I was
there?
wrecking for last again.
Come on, man.
What happened?
I don't know, but he flew good.
Oh yeah, he took off great. Didn't stick the landing, but
Uh-oh. Oh, we got a new member of our space program up there. One of our brave men and women.
16. I'm sorry if I was like hitting you in the back. I was was saving my tires, and I just had a lot more grip than you did. That was all. You don't have anything.
That's good right there, 34.
Yeah, thanks, not touching on that right here.
No, you have to be fine. You got no problem there.
The restart was a little sketchy, but all good.
Really wish we'd get a nice long run in.
Start car 91.
90 on the front, 88 on the rear.
Oh, that's not my graphics glitching out. There's actually a progressing yellow thing on the stand. That's kind of cool.
You literally just noticed that after like 8 cautions.
Dude, my graphics get so wonky in VR. I thought it was just a product of, clipping and whatnot. So yes, I did just notice that. I'm pretty stupid.
Yeah, I didn't even have it on yesterday. I had to turn it up, but
I don't have crowds on. I just turn those off. They're useless, and I only see them for like 2 seconds of my lap.
it's gonna look even more awesome at nighttime.
I have VR too, but I can't see those awesome lights. What graphics settings do you use?
I put mine are like custom. I don't know what I did actually. Yeah, it's realistic with that. It's more realistic with that crowd, Sean's right.
How many people have said that they turned crowds off for coronavirus this week?
Okay, see, I didn't think of that. That's pretty funny. That's original. Oh.
I think that was a bad time to say that I'm infected. So 6 feet, both all directions around me.
I am infected too. Please do not get too close to me.
I'll try that.
They're saying when they actually run Martinsville, they might do it without any fans. Jimmy's running that IndyCar race on here tomorrow.
That's gonna be cool. What?
This new LOD stuff's messed my VR all up.
$27, did you take 2 tires? Or am I just full at my pit stops? I don't know.
I think after this is over, though, man, they're going to sell out every race for the rest of the year.
I heard that maybe it's over doubleheader, which would be cool because that's my own track.
run through how the top 10 stands. Let's go to the
After
front.
everybody's been out of work for
McKissick
so
has a
long, how they going to
7.7
afford it?
second lead back to JD
14,
Willis
just letting you
in
know you still
second.
are blinking.
He's comfortable right now. No one around him. It's
It might
another
sell
3
cheaper
seconds back
tickets,
to Ben
too.
Honeycutt there in third, exactly where
They're probably
he
gonna
started.
have to.
Dylan Parker back in fourth. There's 14 seconds adrift. And then Patrick Moose in this battle for fifth. It's a little bit
Go ahead,
closer
check
here
you
on
get
out. Then we got Presley Sora right in behind him. A couple tenths down the road is Stephen Massey and Zach Hudson, who's actually just found his way by him. Tanner Love is just off the back of these guys as well. And then another second down the road is Josh Micklemore rounding out the top 10.
Pace car's off, be ready.
Some absolute
Green
fast cars in the
flag.
top 10. And keep an eye on that left side ticker too, because 11th place is solely trying to keep within range as well, and Michael Jeans for that fight. Surprisingly, just 14 drivers currently on the lead lap at the moment with the way this race has flowed, but Presley Sora has been having an impressive, absolutely really strong run for that team. With the chance for a top 5, the race has been progressing. The way this has been progressing, rather.
You talk about the top 15. There's 14 drivers left on the lead lap. The pace of the guys out front, well, the guy out front, Brendan McKissick, has been so strong that he's put half the field a lap down. A lot of strong cars are running a lap down. Will Norton's been running up the front in so many of these races. He's 16th in a lap down at the moment. Eduardo Oliveira is back there. Joshua Campbell, Jake Hickson, Nick Olsen, Trevor Perry has now fallen to adrift of the lead. So the pace is very strong, and if we do get a caution, you're gonna have to make an interesting decision. If you're a single lap off the pace, you have to pit because you need fuel. But at the same time, if you take your wave around and hedge your bets on another caution, you do get that lead lap back. You can gain more spots than if you're a lap down. But it's an interesting thing that these drivers have to think about if we do get those yellow lights on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's the absolute gamble at this point, because we're inside the fuel window. These drivers, remember, stretch to as long as this point of the last stint. 61 laps, coming just 60 laps to go right now. So already, we're seeing that opportunity, say, with the 18 machine, as you can see right now, pinning from the back end of the top 20. So some drivers, I think, have to try that gamble, though, Ryan, to be able to get a good position. Others, I absolutely see them trying to stretch it at least to 50 or 40 to go, and then coming down to the pit lane, especially if you're, say, Zach Hudson, if you remember, was one of the drivers who stretched it the longest.
Yeah, and if you're Brendan McKissick, what do you do? For him, if he hasn't got anyone spotting for him, it's going to be a little bit hard to tell when some of the guys are pitting. He's so far out in front of them. But he doesn't have to go either one extreme or the other. He's so comfortable. He can probably just pit in the middle of the window here and still come out with a very handy lead.
He's obviously discussing this potentially with some of the fellow teammates that are up at the front of the field, you have to think, because he did have Jose Solis, for example, at the starter's box for at one point. He has Jacob Hall watching for the 7 car, for example, the 3rd place machine. Will Norton amongst some of the other drivers with Jake Matheson. So there's all that discussion going within team conversations right now, maybe for a couple of these drivers that are thinking of that to try and bank how they're going to go. Don't forget here, look at this. Massey fighting as more pit stops are currently down the lane.
Jerry Kite comes down to pit road again. That's a shame, because that's going to put him out of contention. Sean Disbro brings it down towards his pit box as well. So he's pulled the trigger on his pit stop. As we continue to watch this battle, Stephen Massey all over the back of Presley Sora, trying to find a way through. It's not going to come here through 1 and 2 this time by, but if he can set himself up for a run out of the corner, he should be able to get to his inside as Sora gets a bit loose and a bit of a wiggle on down the back straight away. Massey's going to pull to his inside and should complete this move very easily now to turn 3, and he does.
And that's been always part of the issue. If you slide up off to the top line in turn 2, there's some little bumps there. If you hit those bumps, it can shake around the race car in that case. So we're losing the grip. We have had Caden Honeycutt dive down. One of the top 3 drivers is into the pit lane. That might mean his teammates might follow suit soon. Or they might try different strategies.
Yeah, I think we would probably expect to see them all come down at the same time here. Honeycutt, of course, was running in second. He was challenging McKissick at one stage. Then he fell backwards behind JD Willis. So, be interesting to see whether McKissick's going to follow him here. He's not. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. So, Honeycutt, depending on how long McKissick stays out, may be able to undercut him.
Oh, trouble turn 2, the 18 spinning.
And the caution's going to come out, and it's been collected by the 30. Oh, no, McKissick! McKissick's involved!
Oh, my!
The race leader spins, collects the slow cars there, and our race leader, how comfortable was he out front, has been involved in an incident with the lap cars.
It's all yours in 3.
Knowing McKissick, he is furious right now in that cockpit. As we take a look at the race replay here, just that 18 just lost a lot of grip throughout the whole turn 1 and 2. Jeans has no time to stop, and McKissick, he has no time to stop. He's trying to focus on the corner exit. So just a bad chain of events.
You're right, a bad chain of events. Be right on board with Brendan McKissick. Nothing he can do. He's coming through here right now. He's committed. He sees him. He's trying to slow down. He can't do it. He got into the fence because he was on the brakes and his engine's got some serious damage. He's lost the bonnet. He will not win this race. And that is the dangers of oval racing. You don't often see it on the 1.5 miles, the cookie cutters. It's normally something you see on the short tracks with leaders being involved in lapped car accidents. But that there is why you can never let your guard down. You have to always be aware of what's going on around you. But even then, sometimes there is nothing you can do.
Yeah, you've seen with how he hit that wall on the outside, for example, he was trying to lock it up, trying to stop the car as much as he could, minimize damage, but with how much speed he was trying to carry on the corner exit, I think he might have been expecting, say, the cars to move down to the bottom of the racetrack. There just wasn't enough time to react, and now this completely changes the race. The drivers who just undercut, they're going to have to potentially take wave or hope for the lucky dog. Other drivers are now in a situation where they're back in contention if they were set up for the short run and try and take advantage here.
Yeah, this is going to change this race massively. This restart is going to be wild. Now, on my timing screen, Justin, I'm seeing Caden Honeycutt as the first car lap down. It would suggest he's going to get the lucky dog. We'll have to stay tuned as to whether that's the case or if anyone gets a lucky dog. If the first car... Oh, it's Corey Wolf that got it. He's the lucky dog then. So he gets himself back on the lead lap. And all these drivers, Honeycutt, Perry, Mickelmore, Johnson, Olsen, Norton, and Disco, are all going to have to take the wave around and pray that their tyres are still good enough to keep pace with the lead lap cars, as we see a broken and destroyed number 5 of
Whoever's behind me, I'm gonna have to hit, so
cannot help but feel sorry for that man.
Yeah, I feel bad, honestly, in this situation because he was the dominant car. He had the best car in the whole entire stable of his organization that was dominant in this race. For it to end like that, you're not going to be happy as a contender whatsoever. So at this point, McKissick's in a situation where you have to absolutely feel bad for what looked to be a race-winning car tonight.
To regroup after that guy Scott.
Yep, and while it is disappointing for McKissick, it takes out the dominant car as much as he came up the situation it's unfolded from. It opens the race up now to so many more people because it was looking like Willis might have been the only person that was able to challenge him. And even then he was 8 seconds adrift. Now suddenly anyone, Willis, Parker, Moose, Hudson, Massey, Dalrymple even back then, Sora too, these guys could all challenge for the lead. This is going to be crazy. 11 cars on the lead lap at the moment.
Sorry, Nicholas, I said clear, then I saw you there, I went back up.
Going to get a wave around. We should end up with 20 lead lap cars once the field comes back to the green.
And now this becomes a situation where you mentioned different contenders and all kinds of wave rounds we see, such as Oliveira,
I'm holding you up, Keith.
for example, in 20th position.
Whoa,
At this point, you're hoping for a quick caution to get on fresh tires. The thing is, though, too, J.D. Willis, remember, had
Just can't
decent
talk and
cars
drive
as
at the
well.
same
It's
time.
just the fact that McKissick was
I got
in his
that
own
problem
zip
too.
code much of the race. And Willis was still a good car, pulling away by the end of the runs by 3-4 seconds from his own teammates. So I think Willis, he's in a strong chance to try and take home the checker flag. But you have to keep an eye on Zach Hudson from what we've seen, as well as Massey, to see what they can do in the top 5 right now.
And it's been 23 laps since Perry pitted, been 43 since Johnson pitted, so those two are going to be halfway down struggle street when they restart, because their tyres are not going to hold up compared to the guys around them, as now a whole host of cars get the wave around and will look to get themselves back around onto the lead lap and formed up before we restart. Brendan McKissick is back out on the racetrack, but he's missing most of the front assembly of that number 5 machine. He's going to have a lot of damage, but he's still out there trying to find some points in the minor placings as the ticker ticks down to 50 laps to go. Going to be a 49 to go when we restart, and it's going to be J.D. Willis restarting the field with Dylan Parker to his outside.
Yeah, that's an interesting front row. I'm curious to see what Parker can do based on what I've seen
Sorry.
from these cars. The bottom line is the preferred
I wasn't
line,
expecting you to
and
slow down
many
going
of these
into
drivers are
3.
going to get good starts on that line. It's the matter, though, of
Has people
how
in front of
the
me?
top line hold on to the momentum, I
10th,
think,
well, I didn't
especially
see it. Sorry
second
again.
row back.
Well, let's find out. This is going to be wild. There's no limits in Texas. We know that. Let's put it to the test then. Field on the hands and the control of J.D. Willis as he jumps on that throttle. And a big checkup behind Zach Hudson on the top of the track. He has to drive down in front of Dalrymple to block that off as they
great
snake
thing.
their
I
way
lifted
into
big
turns
time
1
as
and
soon
2.
as that
It's a
happened,
good
so.
start for J.D. Willis. And Dylan Parker coming under a bit of pressure from Patrick Moose.
And I think if you're third on back, I wouldn't be surprised with what we've seen in many of these types of races. See a lot of passes and a lot of trouble. Nick Olson just got some contact. The Crit Motorsports machine just able to save it and keep the car rolling on the racetrack.
That was a great save for him. Half on the apron, reminiscent of Kyle Busch in 2012 at Daytona in the shootout. He gathers it up, similar to that, and he'll keep going. Lost a bunch of spots.
Now these competitors still have to stay single file, though it is difficult to try and get passes timed up. You have to be smart, try and build up speed down the straightaway and get the run. From what we're seeing already from these cars, though, they're very even balanced on the short run. Many of these teams, I think, have figured out how to time things up for freight train situations like this. Just a couple months ago, Ryan, it was kind of a mixed bag. Now, it seems everything is equalized at this point of the season.
It certainly has, and what we're starting to see is fantastic racing as a result. People have figured out this package, and it's working well. J.D. Willis has started to pull it out. It's 3/10 back to Moose in second. After the battle with Sora, Caden Honeycutt, meanwhile, just ran the fastest lap of the race, but he is all the way down in, I can't even find him, where is he? He's 10th. Back in 10th, so the slipstream, that's how powerful it is. He ran the fastest lap of the race, even with the dirty air. The slipstream.
I had to check up to the guys in front of me, man.
As Tanner Love goes by Presley Sora, we see it from the bonnet cam as he dives through on the bottom of the track and almost gets to the left rear of Dalrymple. And now he gets alongside him, so Love's going to get 2 for his efforts here. If he can keep that car straight, he was fighting the rear end as he entered the back straight that time. They're side by side up ahead for second place too, you can see that, as Parker goes back into second, and they're starting to catch Willis again.
Yeah, that's again, the slipstream is starting to come in. Here's the problem. Everybody is going to have to deal with the dirty air, have to get off the gas a little bit more. Willis, he's able to stay full throttle Ryan on that racetrack, and that's the main difference between clean air and dirty air. Because he's able to carry more momentum than this freight train, Willis is in the better situation for tires compared to, say, the drivers fighting for 10th near 3 wide.
Caden Honeycutt fighting for 10th. Josh Mickelmore was outside. is not going to be able to defend this. Honeycutt in 9th place will take away some track position. Mickelmore's a lap down, even though he's running in 12th. So although a lot of wave around cars opted to pit rather than get the wave around, so there's only 11 guys. McKissick's the final car to lead lap, believe it or not.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. That is a battle for the Lucky Dog position. You've seen that scrap a little bit. That's the reason Mickelmore was trying to charge through. And McKissick is now the Lucky Dog car. Keep an eye, though, on these drivers because the speed difference, massive. McKissick was lucky to have the 6-minute blown engine, so to speak. That means repairable, but not terminal. And already, they're going to pass right by like a freight train for the Lucky Dog.
Repairable, not terminal, but not really raceable, is it? Look how much slower the McKissick is, topping out at 260 kilometers an hour.
Go. Pit road speed.
Which is something in miles, Justin. He's 4 seconds a lap slower. That's a universal time system we can use. And
outside. Still out there. Still out there. All clear. Inside. Clear. Inside. Clear.
34 car pitting.
Inside. Clear. .2, 8. Inside, you're gonna have to call it. Door quarter clear. Outside. Clear outside.
Pace. And if he does,
Go man, go.
the right time to utilize it. So probably another driver hoping for a late caution here because you have to restart from the back of the
Casey, the 23 is going to be pitting. I'm right in front of
green, so he's got himself about halfway through that little group, and now I'll be hoping that he can have another crack at it. But at the moment, everyone is looking very clean out there on the racetrack. The battle for P2 starting to fall away from JD Willis. Is out to half a second now, the gap for the 32 car. Just 2 tenths between Parker and Moose for second.
Yeah, Tanner Love, again, is someone that really impresses me when it comes to his performance in the mile-and-a-half circuit.
13, next time by. 13 in, next time by.
With the way I understand the logic with that organization, with Love going works a collective of drivers who try and help each other build setups. Love ends up being one of the top performers when it comes to that stable, and always seems to show up at these types of racetracks, especially in the first 30 laps. This is the best I've seen Love perform in a little while, in fact, on these mile-and-a-half circuits to put himself in the conversation for top 3.
I'm gonna let you guys go on 3, alright?
This is the best I've seen him in this series too, so doing a very good job, finding a big improvement this week. It's a setup, or it's a track works for him, or the setup he's got is really in tune with this track. And one of those drivers maybe where a bit of inexperience relative to the guys around him equalized with this new addition to iRacing, the reconfigured Texas.
That's the thing though, Tanner Love, while he may not be at the front in a lot of the races we've seen here, the thing is, he's always someone that's running on, say, official races across the iRacing service in a open competition, for example, where he's always stable a lot of the time to be inside the top 5 or top 10 by the end of the race if he keeps the car clean. So he's just that type of driver that does have that talent. The Lucky Dog battle is continuing on here, should know. But another thing, 13th on back is getting dicey as well, where Sean Disbro is having to hold off Tony Mongi right now in side-by-side fighting.
Sean Disbro trying to hold him off as Tony Mongi down on the bottom of the racetrack, going to get a helping hand from Will Norton, who dives to the bottom, thought about 3 wide. There wasn't quite enough momentum to make that work, and Disbro's going to switch from the top to the bottom. No, goes back to the top of the racetrack. Trying to drive it back around the outside of the number 20 car down on the bottom. A 4-car scrap here for 13th place on the racetrack. 3rd car a lap down. Not even for a Lucky Dog, but every position matters in these races. Look how aggressive Norton's being, trying to find the bottom. Almost found the wall as he got into the grass.
Yeah, Tony is someone that can be aggressive in these types of situations, showing that right here. He knows that every position matters, and Sean, I think, is having enough with the hard battle. He tried to use his teammate as a pick a little bit.
And this is, I was going to say, it's moments from disaster. There it is. Disbro spins into the grass, gathers it up. No, he spins, rejoining. And he's going to be collected by Joshua
Hey, Reggie,
Campbell.
I'm pitting this time.
Out.
Coming down this time, Reggie.
About a 27-lap sprint to the end here.
7, I'm pitting this time.
Was mere moments away from catching it, and then he wasn't.
And it just looked like that might have been partly reactionary from the door-to-door contact when they had to get by Jeans there. And that just, I think, is just what led to all of that. The emotions boiling over. Tony also at the same time, mind you, did push up the track right here to drift right into the left rear quarter panel and send the 41.
And you are going to lose it, too.
And you could always see that brewing. I was opening my mouth to say this is moments away from disaster here, Justin. The way they're racing, and there it happened. You often get that sense, can't you, when you see a group of cars. Thanks to Total Simulation for providing our replays, of course. And Jake Hickson gets a Lucky Dog. You can almost sense when you see a group of cars whether it's going to end badly or not, because
leaders on pit road.
As the race ticks down, you start to become more aggressive, and the moves start to become a little risky.
Yeah, and that you've seen a perfect example of the aggression coming right into play in that situation, and that just led to all of that with everyone knowing that there's positions on the line. Here's the thing though, if you've got a short run car, you're in a perfect spot now. As long as you get a good start, it's a great situation for the short run now with only about less than 25 to go.
And for the drivers out on the racetrack, they're a lap down, pit lane open to them this time by. What do you do, Justin? Because if you pit, you're resigning yourself to a best. Oh, wow, yeah. Come back to that. Dylan Parker, first car off the pit road. Now...
Well, there's one thing you do.
Yeah, but the guys who are a lap down, if you pit, you're consigning yourself to a best finish of what, about 12th, 13th? If you stay out, you can potentially finish as high as first, but you're on old tyres, you need another caution to come out straight away again. What gamble would you do?
In this situation, I think you have to go for the gamble, honestly, to take the wave around. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what a majority of these drivers
I went high to
elect
get out
to
of
do
your
here
way.
in this situation. Even guys like
think
Micklemore,
so.
who show good speed. Tony, who is going to show good speed. Trevor Perry in the SPG machine, who show good speed. They're in that scenario where, in this type of situation, Ryan, you know there is a high chance of cautions breed cautions. And I'm surprised that he came down to pit. I think he's going to fight for the lucky dog instead in case it's
Leader pit road.
Yeah. Sean Disbro is in pit lane as well. He was a lap down. Nick Olsen and Will Norton have both elected to stay out on the racetrack. As has, of course, Micklemore and Olivier oh my god. Oliveria.
Yes.
And Trevor Perry as well.
Sitting in
So
this
all
lap.
those
Sitting
guys
in
will
this
get a
lap.
wave around, and we'll end up with 17 people on the lead lap here.
Yeah, decent amount of drivers at this point, give or take. That's currently the estimate of 14, give or take. Going to scoring depends on how things cycle out, though. That's the thing with the amount of drivers in front of the leader. But I find it going to be interesting, though, what we're going to see, Ryan, for that lead. Because Parker now has clean air. I'm curious to see what Willis and Code can do in dirty air, and it could be a crazy battle for this race lead in a few moments.
It could, and if they get stuck side by side, almost everyone on the lead lap, barring damage, is going to suck up behind them and create a massive train, because running side by side is so much slower. The thing is, it's almost impossible to hold it around the outside, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
But say if he was up top and getting a helping hand from a teammate or something, who knows, a situation could arise. All I know is this restart is going to be crazy.
Leader pit road.
3 laps to go. When we get ourselves back underway, we get the 1 to go signal. Not from the flagman. He's still just holding that flag up in the air. But I must get sore, surely.
Yeah, possibly. But heck of amount of cars at the very least going on the lead lap. In total, 14. Justin Levine also coming down for a wave, going by for a wave around to go 2 laps down. But again, this is the gamble they have to play to gain track position if they get the quick caution.
Tanner Love putting himself up into 3rd place now.
Yeah.
He's got a good shot. Moose to be on the outside of him back and forth. Stephen Massey's back there with Honeycutt. So Honeycutt's going to restart 6th. This is something we earmarked that would benefit probably from a late caution. We know he's got great pace. Has he got enough pace to win the race though? Is he in the right spot? I think restarting there is pretty good. Behind him, Zach Hudson, Presley Sora. They've both had their spells running around in front. As does Dalrymple and of course our lucky dog Corey Wolf. This is going to be very interesting indeed. We're going to get ourselves a grandstand finish most likely. 22 to go as we get ourselves back underway in the hands of Dylan Parker out front. He jumps on that throttle. We're back underway in Texas, and a great restart for Parker and for Love. He's going to get to the inside of JD Willis.
And Zach Hudson's off on the grass on the bottom of the racetrack, just barely avoided contact, staying green.
Big shame for him. Tanner Love's got by Willis, and he's got to the inside now of Parker, and Willis is going to help him. Parker's going to lose the lead of the race now, and he might lose more than that as well because Willis goes by. Stephen Massey's going to go by, and Honeycutt's down there too. So's Patrick Moose. Parker might go from the front back to 6th place here, getting freight trained on the top side of the racetrack. There's nothing he can do to defend as Willis loses the rear end and gets sideways. Honeycutt gets loose as a result, trying to check up. Massey had to back out of the throttle. Hard defense down the back straight.
It's exactly
I'm sorry,
what Love
bud.
was looking
I tapped
for
the wall
here.
because I
If he
was
can
looking
get
at my
clean
stats.
air, He's good in these short run situations and is very good at defending the bottom side.
Sorry.
Lots of diciness, though, with these drivers. Curious to see what some of the teammates do. They're staggered on the bottom of the top.
Tanner Love has a 6/10 of a second lead. He's broken the huge slipstream effect. He's in the box seat right now as Massey continues to defend Honeycutt, almost coming together with Willis up top, who's trying to recover from that mistake. And Moose down on the bottom side is going to try and follow him through. Sora is in there. Parker's up there, 2x2, 6 cars strong here. Dalrymple just off the back of this little pack as well.
Yeah, this is a lot of diciness, but the more they stay side by side, Ryan, the more Tanner's got the chance to pull away a couple tenths each corner. Honeycutt is really being aggressive on the side draft to try and slow him down, but again, there's not enough grip there as he slides up the racetrack again.
And Moose gets to the bottom of Massey to take away P2. Surely these guys know that they can't keep doing this, and the lead's just going to run away. I said before we went green that if they ran side by side up front, the field would suck up. We've seen that now for seconds.
I'm staying high
and
here. Go
conversely,
ahead.
Love is able to drive away. He continues to hold 6/10 of a margin over this group behind us. Willis now goes to second. Honeycutt follows him through. Somehow Moose ended up on the top of the racetrack. Slow
Clear
car in the
27.
way, and Dalrymple had to use the grass.
Yeah, that could have been disaster because many drivers have struggled. Clipping the grass in the quad oval has potentially snapped a lot of them loose. But finally, some of the faster cars from Nexus starting to go single file. Everybody else, though, still needs to find a way to get by Moose & Co.
And J.D. Willis closed the gap as soon as he got free. And caution's out. He closed the gap down to 2/10 of a second. He was flying out there. But the caution flies. We're going to have to stack him up again.
And that is an interesting scenario here. And it's Disbro. Take a look, and you can see he was trying to get some run here. Remember, he's gotten some significant hits. And right there, just looked like something maybe blown or had a technical issue.
Good job to lock those brakes down too and not slide up back onto the racetrack. So, now this is interesting. So, J.D. Willis was absolutely flying. He closed it by over half a second in just 2 laps after he broke free of the field. Now, he's obviously got the pace, but he made a mistake earlier on those cold tyres, and these tyres are going to cool down again under this caution. If he pits, he's going to have cold tyres, and he might not want that. They only ran about 4 or 5 laps. Is it enough to warrant a pit stop? Do you want to risk giving up track position if someone gambles and stays out?
It was more so on the 10 side. If you stay out here, you have the chance to get freight train. That's the major risk because you're going to be much more tighter. I expect a lot of cars to pit, but don't be surprised to see at least maybe 1 or 2 drivers at the least, maybe 2 tires, gain track position, and hope that clean air is the difference.
Love stays out.
Look at that. Wow.
Even split almost between the field of who pits and who doesn't. Tanner Love stayed out, Willis followed him. Dylan Parker and Stephen Massey also still out on the racetrack. Dalrymple, yeah, go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, this looks like for the top 4,
That's close,
you're
Scott.
hoping that they keep on bringing out caution flags if you're staying out at this point. So that's
Sorry,
the scenario
guys.
as Tony gets the lucky dog here, but
Hey,
everybody
you're on
else
track,
here's the
Kyle.
problem, Ryan. They're going to have to pass those drivers. So they're gambling that the fastest
saw air
drivers
under his
aren't going to
tires.
be able to make their way through the field in time to reach them despite a couple tenths of a second difference each lap.
2 tyres, I think, for Honeycutt. Presley, Sora, and Sora and Dalrymple took 2 as well. So Patrick Moose with 4, Corey Wolf, Jake Hickson, and Josh Micklemore with 4 tyres. Remember those guys that took a wave around last caution? Now they're back on even terms.
That's why you take the wave around. That's why, Ryan, because the trends have always said in these types of races, it's not going to go great when there's 24 laps to go, knowing drivers can make it on fuel when the short run's important. someone's going to end
Please
up
don't block the leader.
having something
Come on, man.
happen potentially. Now, it's going to come down to short run speed. I'm curious to see how the two tires are going to work out here for Honeycutt as well as Sora. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made a suspension adjustment to be able to try and balance the handling of the car.
Hold on to it there, Keith. Yeah, I don't know. It's so damn loose suddenly.
There's a handful of things you can do,
Come on.
Justin, when you have an
I was
open
trying to let
setup
you go
that you
for
can
it.
adjust to the
17 was
car.
still running.
One of them is the tape. That's about as far as my setup knowledge goes. I'm a fixed driver, I am, Justin.
Well, a lot of the setup also you can do on the race car when you think about this, Ryan, too,
Player
is
33.
spring perch adjustments, or spring perch offset specifically. There's different combinations which can, say, put more downforce in the car. Basically make the back end squirm down. Bring the rear end more up into the air. Also affect the handling. That's where a lot of, say, the even splits here and there on different sides can come in. There's a whole bunch of combinations for how you set up the race car in those pit stop adjustments, which may be the difference in a lot of cases between winning and losing. I know there's a lot of teams that have their crew chiefs help them with those adjustments, others that take notes and know what adjustments have worked based on their testing in other competition as well across the iRacing service. So that's where that sometimes comes into play in having someone help
Left
you.
in the back down low.
Caution.
Yeah, when you talk about the teammates, the Nexus Esports cars most notably, and those guys lining up for this
Hell,
restart.
Seth, I was
they
about
help
ready to
each
tell you, I
other,
was going to give you the
themselves
bottom
some
in
bump
3.
drafts through the latter sections of the track, the back
Yeah, I
straight
have
and
to.
turns 3 and 4, potentially slingshot into the lead of the race.
Of course, they always end
What
this
does he
way.
do here? JD Willis. So how
Oh,
many cars?
boy.
Top 4 will be on fresh
Oh, what the hell
tyres.
happened after that pit
Caden
stop? And my
Honeycutt,
car
the
got
first
like
car
freaky loose.
on fresh tyres, top 4 on all
That was fun,
tyres.
Eddie.
2 though for Honeycutt, 2 for Sora, 2 for
Hell
Dalrymple.
yeah, Austin.
Is
That
it
was black,
enough
man. That was a nice
to
back
give
and
them
forth.
a big enough gain that they can get
I
by
just had to
these
work
4
you, man.
cars
I'm just
in
trying
the
to work
11 laps
you.
we're going to have remaining here?
Guys, we got a whole lap to make up.
I'm
here.
curious to
Get
see
going.
how they're going to handle specifically in the corners. That's where they're going to
Yeah,
be
they're all the way
going
around
more
if you're on
so
the front
three-quarter
stretch.
throttle with how old the tires are at this point for some of these drivers. That's going to be the main difference. Who can get good runs off the corners? I wouldn't be surprised, though, Ryan, to see some potential blocks all the way to the white line, especially down the back straightaway, to secure the bottom. Because, Ryan, if you lose the bottom, you're dropping to the back, especially if you're in the top 4.
Yep, you're done. We saw it. Dylan Parker went from first back to on the fringes of the top 5 when he got stuck on the top side of the racetrack. 11 laps to go when we come to the start-finish stripe here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Lone Star State putting on a show. Love goes early and gets a great jump in front of Willis. Top 5 going to be single file. Caden Honeycutt stuck on the bottom side, right behind Dylan Parker. Got to be careful he doesn't get into the back of him. He checked up a bit too much, and he got a bit sideways after contact with
There's
Moose
not
at the
even
back of
bad,
him.
so I don't know
But
why
they
he
keep
was
it
loose.
going, and splitting the middle is Jake Hickson with a massive run.
Not
20
sure if I
Jager
like
body,
the
man.
move there. Very bold, have to say. But somehow it worked for Hickson. However, Willis is going for the race lead.
He gets to the outside of Tanner Love. Love defending that bottom, not wanting to give it up.
I'm having visions of bad things happening up there,
and get
Michael.
the run that he needs. Down the back straightaway, Love doing everything
Yeah,
to
it's
stay
about to get ugly.
ahead of him and not give him the slipstream. He drove it down the middle of the racetrack, and
The
Willis
way they were blocking
just
early,
using the
you
clean
know it's
air
going to be really
about
bad
half
now.
a lane up above him through the corners, and now he should get
Oh,
a
we had
massive
some
run
serious
down
offensive
through
linemen
the
in
quad
this
oval and
race.
across the stripe. 10 laps to go, and
Roger
Love
that.
again defending the bottom. Watch for the rest of the field to
blocked by
start
a
to
lap
close
car.
up. Massey and Sora now the lead car on fresh tyres. Honeycutt puts himself back up into 5th ahead of Dylan Parker.
This is some great battling
I
here, but
love
you can
that,
see
man.
Love knows the importance of protecting that white line.
Sorry,
He's been
Seth.
trying to break
I was
break
gonna
the
let you by on the
slipstream
next
a couple
corner.
of times. This time, He's going to try and
Tom
force Willis
Neal
to
gonna
go
let
the
him go
long way
too. It's
around.
not worth fighting the leader.
Don't think this is going to work out for that
Late in the race
machine.
to worry about it
But
at
this
that
is
point.
the play you have to do, though. If you're
I'm talking
low,
about you,
you
35.
can't afford to allow any chance for a move. Trouble behind
Hope
them.
you're not talking about me. I'll
Almost there
let
with
you
3
go.
wide for a
17 was
moment.
running yard.
Oh, sideways. Honeycutt didn't lift. Tanner
Yep, that's
Love
what
in
I'm talking about.
defense. And collected by others.
Kyle,
A
how
big
much air did
crash
you catch
there
when
in
you came out of
turn
the
3.
grass?
What happened between the race leaders?
I might have
Tanner
coronavirus
Love
now.
suddenly facing the wrong way.
And
You touched
Willis,
someone?
my goodness, what a cut to the
A
bottom of the
little bit.
racetrack, all the way
It was
underneath the
mutual,
apron.
though.
That's what caused that there, Ryan, where I think he was expecting space
Hey, some chicks
from
dig
Tanner
it.
Love. As you'll see here on the Motive Simulation
Some
replay,
don't.
he didn't give that space. You can see, played the defensive line. This is the way you need to try and
It
hold
might
on
be a
to
generational
this. But
thing.
right down the back straightaway, able to ramp it off the
Just
banking
wait until about
is
9 months
Willis.
from now we start
The
getting the
problem comes
cronials.
where
They're
Willis
all gonna
tries to
get
go underneath the
iRacing.
white line. Love, he's committed to the white
Yeah,
line.
and in 13
doesn't give the
years, my buddy
space,
told me, there'll be
and Willis says,
quarantines.
okay, I'm just going to turn you.
There's going to be a lot of
So that
divorces
means
by the end
to
of the
let
year
the
on
car
top of
back
that.
up on the racetrack.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, just the other day I
Well,
was
what was
finishing
going
my
down-
schoolwork and I
There's
looked
2
over and I'm like,
rules
who's
of
this
play here,
strange lady
Justin. One
sitting
of
on the
them
couch next to
is
me?
in an oval car. Once
And
you
I found
have
out she's
any
my
sort of
wife.
overlap, room must be given.
pretty cool.
But once you go down below the white line,
seen
it
that
is
on
legal. You
Facebook,
can
man.
go down there. But there is no obligation for the car on the normal racing service to let you back up onto it. And so Willis was going by the overlap rule, thinking, I've got an overlap. I will be allowed back on the track here. But Tanner Love was like, no man, you're down
Well,
the apron.
now's the
We'll let
time
you
of the
back
race
up.
when you find out why you've got fenders.
Yeah, and I don't blame Tanner Love for going with that different
Yeah,
strategy.
not me. I'm gonna let them kill each other.
At that point, with how aggressive the move
That's
was.
my theory.
I don't blame Willis for trying it.
But if it's through 3 and
It's
4
just
on the last
the
lap,
way it was executed.
yeah,
it was
buddy.
a great move from Willis. The issue is,
We got
when Love
really high
didn't let it
numbers,
back up on the
so
racetrack,
nothing to
he
do
needed
here
to
but
have
gain.
lifted off and tried again. If he'd lifted, he would have lost a bit of momentum, sure. But I
Well,
don't
this should
think
be a
that
big
chasing back
iRating
would have
game
caught
for
him.
both
He
of
would
us.
have ended up catching Love again and having another crack at him. There was no reason,
problem
I
with
think,
that
for
is
him
the more
to
I
take
go
that
up, the
right
harder
turn
it
when the room
gets.
wasn't given. And it's just shame that Tanner Love won't
This is
get an
true.
opportunity now to win this race. He's back in 16th, he's down on pit road, he's a lap down, he's out of this.
And my
And,
opener earlier, he had
I
a
mean,
7,600 I
you can
rating.
see why the incident happened, but at the same time, I don't think the incident should have happened.
Pace cars off.
It shouldn't have whatsoever.
Ready,
That's
ready.
where
Green,
you're
green, green,
way
green.
too aggressive. Even for these types of events, Ryan. You can't afford to be that aggressive at any point of the race. Even though it was for the win, potentially, or the lead, I should rather say. Not a smart move.
Yeah, great idea, bad execution. I'll put that down to that, and we will finish that conversation on that note. So, let's look at the drivers who
Yeah,
remain
tighten
in
that
this
up,
race.
Kyle.
J.D. Willis will lead them. Now, the
That
interesting
was
thing
new.
is, does Tanner Love have any teammates who are going to be lining up somewhere near Willis?
I don't believe so. Here's the thing: Willis basically is the only one with teammates in the top 4, from these drivers. So at this point, it's going to be interesting. Remember, though, Honeycutt's on 2 tires, Sora's on 2 tires. Everyone else,
Caution's out.
10-lap older tires.
Damn.
Thank you for not killing me, 30.
Presley Sora and Caden Honeycutt
God, I
may
hate
be
this
the
package
guys
so
in the
much.
box seat here. Because they're going to have
Whoever
the
the hell I
sim stream, and they've
clipped
got
at the
those
end
2
there,
fresh
sorry,
tires.
but you guys checked up way faster.
Jake Hickson
I
is
just seen a car
aggressive. We
flying over
saw
you and I'm
that
like, oh
with that
crap.
move, and Sora got loose.
We won't
And
up the
then they
pace car.
almost wrecked
We won't
down
up
the
the
back
pace car.
straightaway behind the leaders, and then the leaders themselves wrecked to 3.
Yeah,
Stephen
Kevin, how's the front of my car
Massey is
look?
what I'm not sure about. He's carrying a bit of damage. He's been in and around the action all race long, but he hasn't been at the very front of the race.
14, I'm not sure how we made it through it. I wasn't exactly in control either.
Can he contend and take the lead away? That's the question.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm curious because Hickson has shown he's going to be very bold if he's got an opportunity. but I don't know about the speed. From what we've
This is
seen
how they
so
always
far, he's
end.
going to need a good run, Hickson, from
One
the third row.
and
to
another
get this
and
pass
another
done.
and another
Everyone
for all
else,
three green-white checkers
it might
until there's
come
8
down
cars
to one,
left,
maybe
if that.
2 chances to try and make a pass on Willis for this win.
12.6 seconds of damage.
I got 12 and a half. I think
Well,
I kept you,
the
Michael,
lights
and
are
you
out
checked out
on
for that
the
guy that
pace
was
car.
flying.
The signal
I know, but I
is one
tagged
to
the
go.
daylights out of whoever was in front of me.
The
Yeah, I was
drivers
hard on my
now
brakes. I'm like,
have
whoa,
just
car, whoa.
3 laps when we
Helicopter, no,
restart.
he was an
1 lap
airplane.
over what would be a green-white checkered. If we need a green-white checkered, we have 3 attempts to get it right. If we get back to the white flag before the caution comes out, we will race back to the checkered no matter what happens out there on the racetrack. If the caution comes out
Hey,
before
Scott,
the white
Lemon,
flag,
how bad's the
we're
back
going to
of this
have to
thing
go
look?
to green-white checkered attempt number 1.
Yeah,
As
your
for now, we're
your
still
bumper's
in
all dented and
regulation
your
time.
spoilers
The
all
front
jacked
row,
up.
JD Willis and Stephen Massey.
10-4.
Presley Sora
Appreciate
and
it.
Caden Honeycutt behind. Hickson and Parker
I'm
off
sorry
row
I was
number
behind
3.
you. I had to block
Who gets the
the
jump
sitting duck.
then? This is
Hate
it.
doing it.
All your cards on the table. Nothing left out on the racetrack.
This is the time of
JD
race
Willis
where
will control
blocking
the
is
field,
acceptable.
and he gets us back underway. And
whatever
it's
happens
another
when you do
really
it,
good start
that's
from him, and
acceptable too.
Honeycutt giving a big push to Massey, who might get turned by Sora. There's not much gap between them, and somehow he gets down in front of him.
And it looks like they're trying to preserve a good team run at this point. Curious, though, what some of these Nexus cars are going to try and do. Here comes Honeycutt to the inside. He wants to try and get into the top 3.
Side by side with Sora. Massey's got no one alongside him. Honeycutt needs to give him
Wow,
a push.
thank you,
If
Dick.
he's
Run into me
gonna
on
get
the
their
caution
record in
light.
the back,
Give me a for it.
that's Dylan Parker spinning down to pit road. They're down on the apron of the infield, so no cautions out. Still a lap and a half left to go. JD Willis is looking comfortable right now. They can't get to him. They can't get close enough. And he's got just 2 more corners to navigate before he knows he's coming back to the checkered flag. Caden Honeycutt almost into the side of Sora. It's 3 cars under a blanket for second place. White flag in the air. And JD Willis a gap of 0.2 of a second. Can anyone get there?
I mean, he
3,
gave me
1,
a
and 2
run
for
into
the
me
final
under
time.
caution.
Honeycutt still trying to find a way through for second. They're gonna go 3 wide for the second
I don't know
place
how
on
that
the
ever
track.
happens.
The run
Although
comes
once I
for
came full
Sora
speed
up
and cleaned the
top.
back of
He
the
slows
field,
down
but
at the
I totally
bottom.
wasn't paying
Honeycutt through
attention.
to third. Massey going backwards behind Hickson now. Out front, JZ Willis.
Notice I
Well,
said one.
call it what you may, but it's a win for Willis in the NASCAR iRacing series here on Friday night.
So,
Race,
what's
what
it
an
feel like to win
interesting way
anyway?
to finish things off. And there's going to be some very happy team members.
I don't know. It's been a while since
Not
I've got
happy
one.
team members in this race, to say the very least.
I had one last year, the whole year, and 4 the year before that.
I've never gotten one.
And I think there will
Are you
be
serious? How long
some
you been here?
tempers flared post-race
Yeah, I took a
amongst
break for a
drivers
couple months. I've been back
on
since probably 2
the
weeks ago.
situation and the way that
Well, in
Willis
my 9
got
years, I
himself
got
into
82
the lead
wins
of the race
total,
and
so
ultimately the position
there's a lot of guys
that
better
won him
than
the
me.
race off of that restart.
Oh, I'm an NIS. I haven't got an NIS.
But either way, JD Willis will be marked in the history books as the
Yeah, I
winner
think I only
in
got
Texas
2, both in
on
the
Friday
6
night
series.
in the NASCAR iRacing
One at
series.
Michigan
And that's
and
something that won't be taken away from
Kentucky or
him,
Kansas or
no
somewhere
matter
on
what
a
happens
tire strategy
in
last year.
the coming
I want to
week.
win a race someday.
As,
That'd be cool.
I suspect there might be some fallout between
I won at
himself and
Talladega
Love.
one time. Everybody
But
wrecked in front of me.
regardless, we can look at the race results
I
then
gotta love those ones.
and look at how the whole field
Oh yeah,
finished
I had
up.
no
In the
business
end, the
winning it.
fastest lap went to Josh Mickelmore on the final lap of the race as he came home at the back
No, I'm
of the
pretty
top
good on
10.
plate tracks,
JZ
but you gotta be
Willis
at the right
nudging
place at the
victory
right
in the end.
time.
Justin, it was a 10th of a second from Presley Sora.
I can get up
coming
front, I
home in
just
third
can't
out
get
of
to
Jake
the lead.
Hickson and Stephen Massey. Eduardo Oliveira in 6th, Nick Olsen
Way too
and
much
Corey
pushing
Wolf
nowadays.
made it 8 cars, making
boss man,
9
do your
cars
thing.
covered by a second with Dal Rimple back there
Green
in 9th,
flag.
and Josh Mickelmore rounded out the top 10.
Crazy race.
Gonna be 2 to go.
Monty comes home in 11th position. Zach Hudson in 12th. Last drivers on the lead lap were involved in the crash in the grass. Patrick Moose, Dylan Parker finished 13th and 14th. Will Norton in 15th. Tanner Love, after being in contention for the win, ends up finishing 16th instead. Dustin Johnson finishes 17th, 2 laps down. Justin Levine 18th. Adam Jellison in 19th. Michael Jeans rounds out the top 20.
Keep it up, baby. I got white flags.
21st across the line, Trevor Perry, 7 laps down. Joshua Campbell, and these are the guys that run into big issues and are retired. Joshua Campbell, Disbro, McKissick,
That was just not
Kite,
smart of you, dude.
Schaffer
You knew I was
Jr.,
on the
Garrett
inside of you.
Maines, Ryan Doucette, Berry, Brad Wright, and the field.
Yeah,
Brian
the kick came down, yeah,
Mercurio, Burns, Miller, Yarbrough, McNally, and Patello.
That was a good race for us.
And,
Appreciate the good, clean race.
well, we're going to get some opinions then, because we
We're still
have a
wrecking
race
over here.
winner, JD Willis, with us. First of all,
Yeah, good
congratulations
race,
on the
basically,
win.
man. I'll get one of these
Thank you very
days.
much.
Second of all, we have to get your opinion.
I'm liking 5
on the
extra
contact
X's in the last
was
like
Tanner
lap.
Love.
Yeah, first, I want to apologize to Tanner Love. That was not my intention. I was going for the win. I went too low, and it just, yeah, we just made
I guess
contact.
that's okay when you're number 34.
It's not the way I wanted to win it. We had a really strong car, and I wanted to get a good finish for the boys, but not like that. So before we go any further, I just want to apologize to Tanner for that move. That's not how I want to race or win races.
Good effort, bro. Good effort.
So in hindsight, would you have done differently? I mean,
Nice job, Dan.
we said in the booth,
Nice job.
the idea was great, the execution not so. You went below the apron, and at that point, there's no obligation to be allowed back on the track. In hindsight, what would you do differently?
Whole lot out there, bud.
In
Good job.
hindsight, I would probably not have
Nice
been
one, Ryan.
so aggressive going down to the bottom because the apron was not where I was wanting to go. I was just wanting to get. What I was trying
You know, I
to do was
think I
get a
yelling at
crossover
you like
move on him,
yesterday.
get to his inside and have the bottom lane going
Awesome
through.
race, guys.
And
Yeah, yesterday
I just
when-
put too much wheel into it and ended up wrecking up.
Oh, what the hell
Wrecking a
this
pretty good
problem
car.
was, man.
Well, it's a shame that the contact ended that way. Nonetheless, you did get the win today, which
Yeah,
is
good race,
the
33.
result
Wish it would've went green.
would have been looking for coming in. In terms of this
Yeah, that's
race,
a little
this
crazy
was the
from
field
top here in the
night for
spotter stand.
NIS. How frequent are we going to see you running in this series?
Yeah, whole last lap
I
was
plan to run
chaos.
every week. Last few weeks been kind of stressful because of the virus and everything, so it's been kind of time schedule's been kind of different here in the last few weeks. But I plan to run every week. And that was actually my first NIS win since 2017, and very, very happy about today's win and bringing it home for Nexus Esports.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Before we let you go, if you're going to run it every week, you're going to have a talk to Tanner Love, because obviously there might be some retribution headed your way, regardless of opinions on whether the incident was or wasn't whose fault.
Yes, I definitely do plan to talk to Tanner. I don't expect him to accept my apology anytime soon because I would have been very mad in that situation if that was me. And yeah, me and Tanner will definitely be having a talk, and hopefully we can have a good mutual talk, and hopefully we can leave the conversation with some kind of understanding. But like I said, yeah, I'll definitely be talking to Tanner sometime this week.
Well, thank you for the honesty and the opinion on the incident. We do appreciate that. And before we let you go, now's your time to shed the spotlight on the sponsors and the people that get it done for you.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank Zach Hudson, everybody at Nexus Esports, Robert Miller, Seth Noel, pretty much everybody running the Nexus Esports logo, man. We're a good bunch. We love running these races, and it's especially fulfilling when we bring sets like this to the track. And hopefully we can bring another good set to next week's race, and hopefully we continue this win streak.
Well, congratulations, and we will talk to you next time you perform well on the race, hopefully, in not too distant future. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure.
That was your race winner, J.D. Willis. And now, standing by with Justin Prince is our Caden Honeycutt, who finished today in third.
Yes, indeed. Caden Honeycutt, first off, a 1-3 team performance in the top 3 positions, a 1-3-5 when you include Stephen Massey. First off, talk about the team performance. A heck of a run for your whole organization, despite the finishing order, the way things shaped out.
Yeah, we just have a really strong card this week at Texas, and I cannot thank Robert Miller, Seth, and Zach, and everyone at Nexus Esports for such a great piece. Man, we were just on rails. Like we've never had a set probably this good in a while, other than the other week at RTP. But with a minute and 10 seconds of optional, I mean, I was still third after I got wrecked. An unfortunate netcode that was pretty bad. That involved some of my teammate Brandon McKissick, who actually probably wish would have won the race after he got an unfortunate mishap with 2 lap cars. But man, we just had a really strong run overall. Everyone, even despite our damage, our teammate JD Willis won. That's his first NIS win in almost 3 years. So I'm really proud of him for sticking with it and being patient. And I know he had a little bit of tough time getting through there. So just a great race, and just wish we didn't get so much damage. I probably could have maybe won again. Since I won Wednesday, I wish I could have won another one, but. But we have one more, so we'll just get after it again. But yeah, our set was really, really good. I can't thank Nexus Esports.
Absolutely, and some of the experience coming in, of course, and I've always been curious about this from the Arkham Menard series and the races you run in that. How do you try and balance things between your sim racing life and what you do in real life in Arkham Menard series action?
Well, so I basically do the sim racing. So after I run an A fix or a B fix or something like that, if I just want to run one car at one specific place, I'll mostly just run that, take my time off and take my break, and then go do research, find sponsorship, find all that kinds of stuff that I need to do. And then sometimes when I don't end up racing at all throughout the whole day, I just mostly just go out and just work on my race cars. And I'm just mostly balancing between races that give me time differences that will help me out, and it really just helps me out a lot. Just not racing constant really just helps actually iRating and multitasking. So yeah, that's pretty much how I differ my differences there.
Now, of course, a lot of the starts you've had in Arkham Menard series action have been on short tracks. That's also been your strength in iRacing. Bristol is next. It just so happens to be a short track. How's the preparation first off going for your team for Bristol, and how do you feel about going to that racetrack?
Since we ran back in the wintertime when we went back in Bristol, me and Wenzel worked pretty good on a set that we felt like was really fast, and we were actually one of the fastest ones that week. So we're really